All right, so how do you land your first engineering job? These are my 5 tips to land your first engineering job because I know it's a struggle. When I graduated from college, it took me like 2 or 3 months to land my first job because I was making some of the mistakes that I'm about to share with you. So tip number 1, it all starts at your resume. So if you have not already had your resume reviewed by a professional, that is where I would start. Not just your parents or friends, not your resume advisor from school, but someone that is working in the field that you want to get into. If you don't have someone like that, maybe you can go on LinkedIn and ask someone, because people are actually really willing to help and they want to, see the next generation of people come into the industry, and you just have to meet these people and ask for help, and more often than not, they're probably going to say yes. So the reason it's so important to have someone that works in the industry is because they can give you feedback on the skills that are actually necessary. So one of the huge mistakes that I was making, that I think is one of the reasons it took me so long to find a job, is that I'm an electrical engineer and I was applying for jobs in construction. And on my resume, I had listed like, I'm a really good circuit board designer and I've done stuff with semiconductors. And to me, now looking back, when I'm a hiring manager looking at people's resumes and I see that, it's like you have no idea what you're applying for. Like, you're never going to design a circuit board at this job. So it's kind of like you don't know what you're applying for, which is just an immediate turnoff, but a very common mistake. So tip number 2 would be to get on LinkedIn, and this could be a way that you can meet some people, professionals that may be willing to help review your resume. So I would get on LinkedIn if you're not already. And if you are on LinkedIn, make sure that your profile is all set up. You've got a professional picture, even if it's just you dressed up against a wall, a white wall with an iPhone. Have a professional picture, fill out everything on your profile, your education. If you have above a 3.0 GPA, throw that on there. And then say, a couple things about you and what you're looking to get into. Start making connections with people and building up that LinkedIn profile, which will bring us to tip number 3, which is apply to as many jobs as you can possibly apply to. So LinkedIn has been the best way that I've found personally to find jobs that are available. I've worked at 6 different engineering firms. I've gotten all those jobs off of LinkedIn. So I will literally just, when I'm looking for a job, I take it very seriously. I don't want to work somewhere that I don't want to work. So I'm applying to all my options. I'm finding all my options as much as I possibly can, applying everywhere. Even if I don't meet the minimum experience requirements, I don't let that hold me back from applying. Send that resume out. After you got it professionally reviewed, send it as many places as you can. LinkedIn is a great way to do that. Indeed's a great way to do that. Companies' websites is a great way to do that. Send that resume out. Open yourself up to remote search options or geographical locations if you're interested, but apply to as many places as you can. Number 4, this gets into the interview questions. So if you do get that interview, make sure that you have really good questions to ask. I wouldn't be so much worried about like, oh, I need to prepare and have all these technical answers. If you don't know something, just say you don't know. But what you do want to have is really good questions. Show that you thought about the job, that you're really interested, that you looked on their website, that something interested you. Pick maybe something out on their website and say, hey, this is kind of what I'm looking to do. Can you tell me more about that? And then have some other good interview questions. I've actually listed a few of my favorites below in the description. But really trying to get a sense of what you're going to be doing at the job. So the whole mindset around interviewing for me is I try to really interview the company and interview them just as much, if not more, than they're interviewing me. So it's like, do I actually want to work here? And asking all the questions that I need to know if I want to work there. So it's like, how am I going to be getting trained? What am I going to be doing? Is this a 40-hour-a-week job, or am I going to end up working 50 hours a week? Are you going to send me on some extended travel stuff that I don't want to be doing? Like, here's what I want, here's what I'm looking for, is this it? Because not only does that prevent you from getting somewhere that you don't want to work at, but it helps bring confidence into the interview. And when you're communicating about something that is serious to you, you're just going to be a better communicator. So interview the company just as much as they're interviewing you with good questions. And so tip number 5, if you have been doing all of these first 4 already and you're not getting any bites, I would recommend going online and finding some certifications that you can get done relatively quickly. There are so many that exist, and make sure that they're relevant to the jobs that you are wanting to get in. So LinkedIn Learning is a great way to do this. If you have a library card, you can often get free access to get these certificates of completion for courses that are on your resume. Show what your project experience is. This shows employers that you are trying, you are learning the skills that they're looking for, and now you actually have those skills on your resume. So for example, if you're an electrical engineer and you want to get in construction, well then you could take a course like what we offer here at the Building Engineer Training Institute. We offer, Autodesk 3-week certification courses where you can actually learn the skills that hiring managers are looking for. You can learn the software, you can throw that on your resume, and when they ask about it, you can be like, yeah, I invested some time and money into learning these skills because I knew it's what you guys are looking for, and I'm really serious about getting this job, and that will help you stand out from all of the other resumes that are coming in with skills that are irrelevant or no skills at all. So those are my top 5 tips for getting your first engineering job. Let me know if you have any other tips in the comments or if you have any questions for me. I would be happy to help you on your job search, and good luck.